Hey, hello everyone. We are live here on Instagram, Wednesday, June the 10th. It is the 4th edition of the Mul-Tea-Hull Talks. Before we kick off, just a couple of words for all those who are joining us for the first time. Just a couple of words about what Mul-Tea-Hull Talks actually is. So it's a series of online meetings where we invite team members, but not exclusively team members. We invite guests for tea and basically answer your questions. Since, international flights are still an issue, traveling is still an issue, we thought, let's give ourselves an extra chance to meet online, have a cup of tea, and talk. So in the previous editions of the Mul-Tea-Hull Talks, we've seen company president and founder Francis Lapp. We had a really nice insight into the yard strategies, anything that's planned for the shipyard. And then for the next episode, you may remember we had one of our project managers, Lucas, telling us about the process of managing the build of those multi-million multi-hulls, basically. So that was very informative. And then for the third edition, you may remember we had a really informative chat with Nicholas Lapp, research and development director here at Sunreef Yachts, basically about the Sunreef Yachts Eco range. And today we're joined by Paulina Zelobowska, sales director here at Sunreef Yachts. Hello, Paulina.
Hello, everyone.
So thank you so much for doing this and for accepting our invitation. Today we are here to look deeper into the sales process with Sunreef Yachts. And what's important to highlight, is that customer relations are something that we really care about here at Sunreef Yachts. We have a very diverse and very discerning customer base. And I think the most important thing that we're going to try and tackle today is the question, considering the fact that Sunreef Yachts builds custom boats, does that imply a custom tailored sales process? All of this and much more, we'll try and answer all these questions with Paulina today. And we'll kick off right away with the first question that we received. And the first question is about your career with Sunreef Yachts. How long have you been with the company, Paulina?
So, hello everyone once again. So I joined Sunreef Yachts over 7 years ago, so that was actually quite a long way. I walked through various stages and that gave me very important skills and knowledge. So I started as an assistant in the project management department. So I actually could look at the whole process from the signature of the contract till the moment of the delivery. And then I become a project manager of the 60 Power. And what is very important is that we could actually get to know every client very well. We've been spending with them lots of time on a daily basis, and I got skills with the communicative skills, how to handle our owners, and also the technical skills, which I actually could use on my further career, because one day our CEO, Mr. Francis Lapp, he offered me to be his assistant, and he said that he's looking for a person who could help him to fly all around the world, so to be his right hand, with help him a bit with communication with clients and our owners and potential future owners. So I started in first Cannes Boat Show. It was 5 years ago. Then I went to Mexico. Then I went to Saudi Arabia. So I was traveling all around the world actually. I met many very influential people and our customers. And one day actually I started to call to help our sales team. I started to call our customers, and I sold my very first boat. I remember that day very well. And then actually it went very fast. I started to help our sales team. I joined the sales team because our CEO he saw he saw a potential in my person, and then I become a sales director, because I actually through my career I had this opportunity to get to know the company very well and get to know the whole process, starting from the meeting with the potential client, through the decision process, then the signature, the production process, and the delivery. So that was my that is my story.
Okay, well, so it's a story of a process, right? And it's a story of progress and slowly progressing to being a sales director. But on the way, you get to know so many stages of the decision-making process, the build process. And I think it kind of feels reassuring to a client when they call you that you have all this background behind you. And when you have a conversation with the client, you bring all that knowledge together, and that feels really reassuring. Okay, so next question here is pretty straightforward actually. What's the lead time at Sunreef Yachts?
Yes, that's a very common question, which we are asked about by our potential customers. So there is one very important, I think, thing which we have to keep in mind, because the lead time is a bit different than the production time. The production time usually for our regular boats in the range of 60 to 80 feet is around 5 months. But the lead time is around 10 up to 12 months, because once the contract is signed, we get the deposit, and then we have some time to prepare the contract, to prepare the specification, technical specification, drawings, to order also materials which have the longest lead time. And then once the boat is ready to be produced, then it goes very fast. So then the stages are very visible, like on the monthly basis. So in general, lead time is around 10 to 12 months.
Okay, and that brings us directly to the next question, which is also very straightforward, kind of very short. Are there any delivery slots for summer 2021?
Yes, so there are still some slots available, but also what I mentioned in my last answer is that we need to remember that to have the boat delivered for summer 2021, I mean the boat will be in May or June 2021 on the Med. We have to have the delivery around February, March. So the signature the decision should be made this month, the latest. So we need to have a comfortable time to deliver the boat to the Mediterranean.
All right, and okay, so the next question here that we received is about the purchase process itself, and I believe this is what people are generally really interested in, to kind of take a deeper look into what the decision process looks like, what the purchase process looks like. So do you want to give us an insight into this? The question is, what does the purchase process look like exactly?
So as we are a shipyard and world leader in custom boats, the purchase process is also very personalized, and it goes completely in different ways with different clients. Nevertheless, I think that the most important first stage is to meet the client, to meet his expectations, to get to know his navigation plans, whether he has any experience already in yachting, whether he's looking for a boat for a charter program, so the commercial vessel, or it will be more pleasure vessel, so for his family, for vacations. Then once we know his requirements, his needs, we set up the layout, which is quite important because it actually creates the biggest part of the price. Then we walk through and we help, of course, to build the technical specification. Then we go to the contract and the warranty. However, in the moment when the contract is signed with these 3 different stages, this is not the end, because we always give the freedom of choices for our current owners, and they can still apply some changes during the production process. So after we set up the design meeting, we set up the meeting with the dedicated project manager. So each owner of Sunreef gets a dedicated project manager who is in contact with him on a daily basis, who is following him on the production progress and setting up the meeting with different departments as well if needed. And usually the design meeting is, I think, the most personal meeting, because then we usually sit together with the client, with his family, and we are getting a deeper insight into his requirements. So to create a very custom vessel, and That was a case actually some time ago. At the beginning of my career, I had a client who actually called us on a Sunday. And at the beginning, he wasn't actually sure which boat he's looking for. He was looking for like a big commercial vessel, maybe a second-hand boat. And we've been on the phone like a few times. We discussed different options. And at like one day, we decided both of us, we decided that maybe brand new vessel from our new line, which was then just created, will be the best. So we created actually from the very first scratch boat for him, and till today he's actually using this a lot, and I think that this is very important in Sunreef to spend like enough time and valuable time on listening to our owners.
So yeah, absolutely. The customer relations are, I think, absolutely key to to sales success, basically, right? So
Yes.
You said from a customer considering a pre-owned boat, then to going for a completely new yacht, and then customizing it. So basically, very very kind of complex decision process here. And yes, what's also very important to highlight, I think, once you do have an owner, you do have a yacht owner, I'd say we like to say we welcome them into a family of owners, right?
Exactly.
So this is the logic of the company, is that we don't have a really big and complex structure. It's actually, I'd say, family business. It's a family business, and we welcome owners to the family. And given the fact that the structure is not that big and no one is anonymous, right? They always know who to reach out to if they need any sort of assistance. Okay, the next question here is product related. It's about the Sunreef 50. When is the next Sunreef 50 launched?
So the next Sunreef 50 sailing will be launched in July. And actually right now we don't have one Sunreef 50 sailing still at the dock in Gdańsk, in Poland, at our shipyard. So if someone is feeling comfortable enough and safe to travel, of course we are looking forward to meeting everyone.
Yeah, we remember the Sunreef 50 is actually the smallest cat in the entire range, but a very surprising cat. I think she's proved her worth as a seaworthy family cat that is perfect for families, for couples that want to cruise, maybe with short crew or no crew at all. And the fun thing about the 50, I think you'll agree, is that she doesn't feel like a 50-foot cat.
That's true.
It feels much bigger, and then again, there's this level of finish. We like to say, that's a compact catamaran, but the quality of the finish is on super yacht level, basically. So I'm not surprised there's interest and there's questions about the Sunreef 50. Next question is about the range in general. How many catamaran models do you have in the range?
So we have definitely a big fleet of sailing and power catamarans. Currently, right now, in our sailing range, we have a new Sunreef 50 sailing, which we just mentioned, and it ends at 80 sail, which is our like semi-custom range. And then right now we go to super yachts level. So we have 100 feet, we have 130 feet, and right now maybe we will have something over 50 meters. So we are always open and keep our eye on a very custom one-off projects. And regarding the power range, the smallest unit is new 60 power, new 60 Sunreef power. And as in the sailing range, we have 60, 70 and 80. What is important to mention as well is that all sizes are actually under production right now. And even if the line is very new. And right now we have been commissioned with 100 feet power. Based on the 80 power model, we also sold 110 power and 49 meters, so it's 160 feet, and this will be our biggest new catamaran which will come on to the market. Okay,
fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. All right, the next question is about the Sunreef Yachts Ecoline, basically our line of eco-responsible catamarans that feature all these innovative green features. When will your Ecoline be available?
So actually, two catamarans from the Ecoline are already launched, and this is Sunreef 50 sailing, which was our very first electric catamaran, and then we had Sunreef 60 sailing, which you could actually see at Cannes Boat Show. And that's why, because we are gaining more and more interest and demand on the market on our Ecoline, we are definitely willing to go into this direction. Right now we do have also our 80 Sunreef power, first eco catamaran. We expect to have 80 sailing to be sold very soon. So I think that this will be a new way in this industry and also in Sunreef. So we are definitely we are focused on this direction as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very positive trend, and it's worth noticing that we do have a new brand ambassador that's recently joined for the Sunreef Yachts Eco range. We have Nico Rosberg teaming up with us, supporting the eco developments in Sunreef Yachts. So that makes us extremely proud, and we're very excited to push this forward with Nico on board. Okay, the next question is about the customer base. That's an interesting one. I think that's what people are also interested in is who they are exactly. Do we have like a specific age range or a region? How would you describe Sunreef customers in general? The question is exactly who are Sunreef customers?
Who are Sunreef customers? So in 2002 at the beginning we started actually with European market. But it went very fast, and now we have global customer base, and we have customers from all over the world. We try to provide them with the direct service from the shipyard and the best service, so we are trying to fly all over the world, and it's very good for us that we are visible also we are present also at the Middle East, in Asia, of course in Miami, but also not only that we have customers and owners from all over the world. It's also, I think, very important to mention that we have clients from different environments. So those are sailors, those are very family like customers based focused on the families. Those are businessmen. Those are people who owns all their yachts who are coming from monohulls as well. So we have different.
That's a very varied mix, and it's yes. Hard to to have any general conclusions. Okay, good. Well, then the next and the last question that we'll be asking today is about the 70 Sunreef power that belongs to the new motor yacht range. When will the 70 Sunreef power be complete?
So hull number 1 of the 70 Sunreef power is already sold and will be delivered at the beginning of 2021. So we are very happy that actually we will be having our whole new power line completed with the 70 power. And what is, I think, worth to mention that this the owner of new hull number 1 of the 70 Sunreef power is our return customer who is upgrading his boat from a smaller sailing catamaran. So right now he's already in our Sunreef family, and he wanted to have another Sunreef.
A return customer. That's the best testimony, I think, that the sales process is in good hands, right? When you have return customers, asking for a new boat, it's just fantastic. So the 70 Sunreef power, you remember, belongs to the new motor yacht range. So if you have the picture of the 80 Sunreef power in mind, just picture the same exciting features, only in the 70-foot package. Okay, well, our time online is over today. Paulina, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation for tea. Yes, well, as usual, we will be back next week with more tea and more guests this time. This will be a surprise. You guys stay tuned till we send some more information about this for the next edition of the Mul-Tea-Hull Talks. Until then, thank you so much again for joining us online, and see you next time on Mul-Tea-Hull Talks.
Thank you.